What's up, legends? Welcome back to the No BS Fitness Pod, where we cut through the crap and give it to you straight. I'm your host, Max Turner, former fat kid turned coach, here to save you from overpriced powders and six-pack fairy tales. Today, we're diving into a topic that the fitness industry loves to overhype and underdeliver on: fat burners and supplements. Let me make one thing clear right out the gate. This is not your average, take this pill and get shredded in 3 weeks, episode. We're not here to sell you a magic capsule. We're here to break down the real science, expose the BS, and give you the truth about what's worth your money and what belongs in the trash. So whether you're a gym rat, weekend warrior, or just tired of being lied to by jacked guys in lab coats, this one's for you. Grab your black coffee, skip the detox tea, and let's get into it. The hard truth. Fat burners does not equal magic. Max, serious, with a touch of humor. Alright, let's set the record straight. If you're listening to this hoping that I'm gonna hand you the name of a magic pill that's gonna melt your love handles while you binge Netflix and order extra fries, I gotta stop you right there. This episode ain't for you. Because here's the thing. Fat burners don't fix bad habits. Period. They don't override your nightly snack raids. They don't cancel out the calories from that cheat day that's actually a cheat week. And they sure as hell don't give you abs if you've never met a green vegetable. Let's be honest, we live in a world that loves shortcuts. Everyone's looking for the fastest way to get shredded without doing the real work. And supplement companies? Oh man, they're geniuses at selling that dream. You've seen the ads. Burn fat fast. Thermogenic blend melts belly fat. No diet or exercise needed. And my personal favorite, lose 10 pounds in 7 days, guaranteed. Come on, bro. That's not a fat burner. That's false hope in a bottle. And people fall for it all the time because they want it to be true. I get it. We all want results faster. But here's where I give it to you straight. Fat burners are not the main character in your fat loss story. They're supporting actors. They're the guy holding the towel in the corner of the ring while you do the real fighting. You are the one in the ring. You are the one who has to get up early and hit your workouts. Say no to that late night sugar craving. Plan your meals when everyone else is eating whatever they want. Be consistent even when motivation is dead. Now, can fat burners help? Yeah, absolutely. When used correctly, they can give you a slight energy boost, suppress your appetite a bit, enhance fat oxidation during cardio, keep you more alert and focused when you're deep in a cut. But only when, and this is key, your foundation is already solid. Let me put it this way. If your diet is trash, your sleep is garbage, and your training is inconsistent, taking a fat burner is like putting racing tires on a car with no engine. Looks cool, sounds fast, goes nowhere. It's not that supplements don't work, it's that people expect them to do the work for them. That's where things fall apart. Fat loss is earned through effort, through discipline, through choices you make when no one's watching. And the truth is, most people don't want to hear that. They'd rather spend $60 on a shiny new product with a six-pack model on the label than actually go walk for 30 minutes every day. But not you. If you're still listening, then you're one of the few who actually want results, not just hope for them. So here's my challenge to you. Before you even think about fat burners, get your foundation right, clean up your eating, track your calories, move your body every day, prioritize sleep, manage stress. Then, and only then, do we talk about which supplements can help you push that extra 5 to 10%. Because that's what they're designed for. They're not miracle pills, they're tools. And like any tool, they're only effective if you know how to use them. You don't put protein powder into a junk food diet and expect to build muscle. You don't take pre-workout and skip the workout. And you don't take fat burners while inhaling donuts and call it balance. Bottom line? Fat burners won't carry you. But they will help you, if you're already carrying your own damn weight. So ask yourself, are you ready to do the real work? Because if you are, then we can talk about supplements worth your time and money. But if you're just here for a quick fix, well, my friend, that's not fat loss, that's fantasy. Max gets real. Do I use supplements? Alright, let's cut the fluff. People always ask me, Max, do you actually use supplements? Like they're waiting for me to say, nah, I just eat broccoli and believe in myself. Yes, I use supplements. But here's the thing most people won't tell you. I use them with purpose. Not as a crutch. I'm not waking up in the morning thinking, ooh, which magical powder will give me abs today? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. I use supplements strategically, when I've already got everything else dialed in. Training's locked in, diet's clean, water intake is on point, sleep's at least 7 hours. I'm already walking the walk, not scrolling through fitness hacks at 1 a.m. with a slice of pizza in hand. Supplements are not a replacement for effort. They're a booster rocket, not the damn spaceship. Let me break it down for you. There are 3 main situations where I personally use fat burners or other supplements. 1. During the cutting phase, when I'm already in a calorie deficit, lifting heavy, and doing cardio, and I want that extra edge. That little push that helps me stay sharp. Suppress appetite a bit, maybe get through that late afternoon slump without fantasizing about chocolate lava cake. That's when a well-chosen supplement earns its place. It gives me a nudge, not a free ride. 2. Before fasted cardio. Yep, some mornings I wake up, and the motivation is hanging by a thread. I'm groggy, a little grumpy, and not exactly thrilled to hop on a stair climber for 45 minutes. Pop in a thermogenic supplement with caffeine and some green tea extract? Boom, suddenly, I've got enough energy to crush that session and maybe even nod at people in the gym without scowling. But again, I earned the right to use that supplement. I'm not using it to make up for laziness. I'm using it to amplify discipline that's already there. 3. When prepping for a photo shoot or competition. When body fat's already low, hunger's high, and you need everything to work together like a finely tuned machine. That's where smart supplementation can help with energy, mood, and that final bit of definition. But if you're still eating drive-through 4 nights a week and skipping leg day because your calves are fine already, trust me, no supplement in the world is gonna save you. Here's the part nobody likes to admit. Supplements enhance results, they don't create them. You can't sprinkle whey protein over a donut and call it a clean meal. You can't down a fat burner and expect it to erase the 5 slices of pizza you inhaled last night like a vacuum with no shame. I've had clients who bought every trendy fat burner on Amazon and still didn't lose a pound. Why? Because they treated supplements like solutions instead of support. Like magic potions instead of performance tools. I remember one guy, great dude, super motivated in theory, bought $200 worth of top-rated supplements, posted his pre-workout on his Instagram story like a badge of honor. Meanwhile, he wasn't tracking a single calorie, hadn't meal prepped once, and skipped half his workouts because life got busy. Newsflash: supplements don't work if you don't. Let me say that again, not for dramatic effect, but because it's the truth people dodge like burpees. Supplements don't work if you don't. When I say I use supplements, it's because I've earned the right to use them. I've already shown up when I didn't feel like it. Already pushed through tough training. Already said no to the comfort food and yes to the protein and greens. That's when a supplement can help tip the scale. That's when it's a weapon, not a distraction. But if you're using supplements to feel like you're doing something, instead of actually doing something, that's just guilt dressing up in a capsule. So yeah, I use supplements. I'm not against them, but I'll never sit here and tell you they're the answer. Because they're not. The answer is you, your habits, your effort, your mindset. The supplements? They're just the sidekick. You're Batman, they're Robin. Don't get it twisted. Top 3 myths I'm sick of hearing. Alright, buckle up. We're diving into the fantasy land where fat just magically disappears. And supplements solve all your problems. I call it the delusional fitness zone. Now don't get me wrong, I love a good dream. But some of y'all out here living in Narnia. And today, I'm tearing down the top 3 fat burner myths that make me want to scream into a protein shaker. Let's start with this classic. Myth number 1. Fat burners work while you binge watch Netflix. Max, mocking voice. Oh my god, I took this new thermogenic and I feel like it's really burning fat while I'm just chilling on the couch. No, It's not. The only thing burning while you're on the couch is time. And possibly the roof of your mouth because you nuked those pizza rolls for too long. Listen, unless you've figured out how to burn 600 calories per episode of reality TV just by sitting there, you are not burning fat. You're burning potential. That's what's going up in smoke. Here's the truth. Fat burners don't do the work for you. They amplify the work you're already doing. They make that early morning cardio session slightly more effective. They don't replace it. You can't out-supplement a sedentary lifestyle. If movement isn't part of your daily routine, don't expect some caffeine capsule to fix that. Bottom line? If your most intense workout of the day is reaching for the remote, you don't need a fat burner, you need a reality check. Myth number 2. Stacking 3 fat burners equals faster results. Oh boy, this one. I had a guy once message me like, "Hey Max, I'm taking this shred pill, plus a CLA supplement, plus green tea extract. Should I add yihimbine too?" No, man, what you need to add is common sense. Stacking fat burners is like putting NOS in a car with no brakes. It sounds cool, sure, maybe even exciting, but the crash is coming, and it's not gonna be pretty. Here's the thing no one talks about. Most of these fat burners have similar ingredients: caffeine, green tea, synephrine, maybe a touch of l-carnitine. When you stack them, you're not doubling the results, you're just doubling the stress on your heart, your sleep, and your nervous system. You're jittery, you're sweating, you can't sleep, your appetite's crashing 1 hour, spiking the next. And for what? Maybe an extra 3% increase in fat oxidation? Not worth it. More isn't better. Better is better. Find one product that works for your body, take it as directed, and focus the rest of your energy on training hard and eating clean. Don't try to turn your supplement stack into a science experiment. You're not Iron Man, you're just trying to drop some body fat. Myth number 3. Didn't lose fat? Must be a bad product. Nope, maybe it was the midnight pizza. Champ, look, it's easy to blame the supplement. I get it. You dropped $50 on some high-performance fat burner and you wanted results by next Tuesday. But let's ask the hard question. Did your habits match your expectations? Because that pill doesn't know how many times you hit snooze and skipped your morning walk. It doesn't cancel out the secret snacks you pretend don't count because you ate them standing up. It doesn't make your body forget about the 3.000 calorie weekend you chalked up as a cheat meal. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't give fat burners a real shot, not because the products are weak, but because their routines are weaker. And let me be clear, not every product out there is good. Some are garbage, some are glorified caffeine pills in a shiny label. But a quality product, used by someone who's consistently in a calorie deficit, hitting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, drinking water like it's their job, training hard 4 to 5 days a week. That person? Yeah. They're gonna see results, because they're creating an environment where the supplement can actually do its job. But if you're still living in the land of excuses and half-effort, don't blame the pill when your waistline doesn't budge. Blame the behavior. Or better yet, don't blame anyone. Own it. Adjust. Get back on track. That's what real progress looks like. Max, wrapping the segment. Look, I'm not here to sell fairy tales. I'm here to help you win. And winning means cutting through the nonsense. So if you've believed one of these myths before, don't beat yourself up. Just make today the day you stop handing your results over to marketing slogans and start taking ownership of your actions. Because here's the bottom line. Supplements don't erase bad habits. They enhance consistency. They reward discipline. And they only work when you do. Ready to talk about which fat burners are actually worth it? Good, because next, I'm breaking down the 3 I've actually used, and why they made the cut. Let's go. The only 3 fat burners I'd actually recommend. Alright, you stuck around. That tells me 2 things. You're serious about cutting through the BS. You're ready for real, no nonsense advice, not influencer fluff or sponsored lies. So let's break it down. After years of coaching clients, cutting for shoots, and testing a bunch of overhyped formulas myself, here are the only 3 fat burners I personally trust enough to recommend. No snake oil, no affiliate trap, just solid ingredients that actually do something when used right. Number 1, caffeine plus green tea extract. aka the OG combo that still slaps. You don't need some secret Amazon-only, extreme shred formula, with 28 mystery ingredients. Caffeine, around 150 to 200 milligrams, plus EGCG from green tea? That's a tried and true duo. Why it works. Boosts thermogenesis, your body burns more calories at rest. Increases energy and alertness for workouts. Slightly suppresses appetite, key during a cut. Proven in actual real-world studies, not bro science. Max's tip. Take it before your morning fasted cardio. Helps you feel alive enough to hit the treadmill without needing a Rocky montage to get started. Number 2, Yihimbine, but only under the right conditions. Now read this carefully. Yihimbine only works when you're already lean-ish, like under 15% body fat. You're fasted. You're pairing it with cardio. If you're crushing pancakes at 9 a.m. and popping Yihimbine hoping for magic, don't. It's not for beginners or casual users. Why it works. Targets stubborn fat areas, like lower belly and love handles. Increases adrenaline and fat mobilization in fasted states. But, it can raise anxiety and heart rate. So if you're sensitive to stimulants or already high stress, skip it. This ain't for the faint of heart or the, I just wanted to try something, crowd. Max's rule. If you've never heard of insulin timing or fasted state cardio, put the Yihimbine back on the shelf. Number 3, acetyl L-carnitine, the underrated MVP. This one doesn't get the hype it deserves. Probably 'cause it's not flashy. No jittery high. No neon label. Just brain and body benefits that stack well with everything else. Why it works. Helps transport fat into cells to be burned for energy. Supports focus and mental clarity during long sessions. Plays nice with caffeine and green tea extract. Bonus. It's non-stimulant, so if you're cycling off caffeine, it's a solid tool to keep things moving without frying your nervous system. Now let me say this loud and clear. These are not miracle pills. They're not shortcuts. They're tools. And tools don't build the house, you do. If your nutrition's trash, if your sleep sucks, if your workouts are more like warm-ups, save your money. None of these will fix that. But, if your foundation is solid, if you're already doing the work, then these can help sharpen the blade and give you that extra 5 to 10% edge. That's it. No hype, no lies, just smart tools for disciplined people. So there you go, the 3 fat burners I actually back. Not because they're trendy, not because they're sponsored, but because they make sense, when you make sense of your habits first. Up next, I'm going into the exact protocol I use during the cut phase, including when I take each supplement, what I stack, and why timing matters more than the label. Because if you're gonna do this, you might as well do it right. Let's keep going. Max's cut phase protocol and final word. Alright, team, let's bring it home. You've stuck with me through the myths, the mindset, the breakdowns, now let's talk real strategy. This is the exact protocol I use during the cut phase, when I'm dialing everything in for results that show up in the mirror. Not just on the scale. Let's get into the when, what, and why. Morning, fasted cardio stack. This is for those early sessions, empty stomach, minimal distractions, and laser focus. Caffeine, 150 to 200 milligrams, for energy and thermogenesis. Green tea extract, standardized to EGCG, works synergistically with caffeine. Optional. Yihimbine, 5 to 10 milligrams, only if I'm under 15% body fat and doing fasted cardio. Water, at least 20 ounces. Hydration is non-negotiable. This stack isn't just about burning calories, it's about setting the tone. Getting mentally locked in before most people hit snooze for the 3rd time. Midday, focus and recovery support. As the day rolls on, hunger creeps in, energy dips. This is when discipline usually fades, so I stay sharp with acetyl L-carnitine, 1-2 grams, helps with fat transport. Boosts mental clarity. High protein meal, lean meat, veggies, some clean carbs depending on the phase. Creatine, 5G, not a fat burner, but key for strength maintenance while in a deficit. No stims here, just smart supplementation to keep the machine running. Pre-workout, controlled intensity. If I'm training in the afternoon or evening, moderate stim pre-workout or another caffeine dose. No higher than 300 mg total per day. Pump support, citrulline, betaine, etc. Especially useful during a cut when carbs are lower. Plenty of water again, dehydration kills performance. Notice the pattern? Timing is everything. I don't pop pills randomly. I don't double up on stims because I'm tired. Every move has a reason. Evening, wind down and recovery. The unsung hero of fat loss, quality sleep. No stims after 4 p.m. Guard your sleep like your gains depend on it, because they do. Magnesium plus L-theanine, if I'm having trouble winding down. Nighttime protein, casein or cottage cheese, supports recovery overnight. I don't touch nighttime fat burners. Most of them are overhyped sedatives pretending to torch fat. Save your cash. That's the protocol. It's not flashy. It's not built for likes or fake before and after ads. It's built for results. Built for real people who are ready to work. Built for those who understand that fat loss isn't about chasing magic, it's about mastering consistency. So here's your final takeaway. Supplements can help, absolutely, but only when your sleep, your training, your nutrition, and your mindset are already on point. If you're still chasing shortcuts, this isn't your plan. But if you're ready to do the work, day in and day out, even when it's boring or hard or inconvenient, then yeah, these tools can push you just a little further. Just enough to make the difference between almost there and hell yes. Thanks for hanging out with me today on the No BS Fitness Pod. If this episode gave you clarity, hit that follow button, share it with someone who needs to stop wasting money on gimmicks. And remember this, you don't need a miracle. You need a mission, and the grit to stick to it. Until next time, stay sharp, stay strong, and don't fall for the hype. You're the engine. Supplements are just the oil. Let's go. Loudspeaker disclaimer. The content shared in this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your diet, exercise routine, or lifestyle. Checkmark.